Good morning and welcome to the news at 7. I am David Okwasile. The headlines this morning. INEC parleys with religious leaders, seeks their cooperation to mobilize voters. Anambra Police Command nabs 19-year-old secondary school boy for stealing female pants. Senate confirms new Director General for Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission. Taiwan says it will not bow to China's pressure. Governor Willie Bernard directed all Progressives Grand Alliance faithful across the length and breadth of the country to mount door-to-door campaigns, spreading the good news of the party. Governor Obiano gave the directive when he stormed St. Mary's Central School, Nnewi South, and Enetedo Square, Nnewi North Council areas of the state for a thank-you rally for the gubernatorial election that held recently in the state. Government House correspondent Ejika Abana reports that frontline candidates of the party in the areas among numerous APGA faithful and supporters trooped out en masse to receive the governor. The report is here. Governor Obiano said the visit was imperative in order to acknowledge the efforts of the people at returning him for a second term of 4 years. The governor stressed that as the Chairman Board of Trustees of the party, he's still contesting and he's still backing all candidates that emerged under the party in the area as the party is becoming stronger by the day. He assured of carrying everybody along with his remaining 3 years to ensure even distribution of democracy dividends by his administration, asking them to vote for APGA in all the positions.
19/20, the numbers. Maka Indian defa winning the numbers the kumba. So when I
Describing the party as a movement, the national chairman of APGA, Chief Victor Oye, gave the message of unity under one roof called APGA, describing it as the only party with Igbo ideologies, and called on all aggrieved members to cheat their sword and rally around the party for a resounding victory in all elective positions.
A vote for APGA is a vote for integrity and posterity.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Nnewi South, Chief Felix Odumegu, and his Nnewi North counterpart, Mr. Chukwudi Orizu, expressed gratitude to the governor for coming to show appreciation, assuring of total win for APGA in the coming election. Speaking, an APGA stalwart in Anambra South Senatorial District, Prince Nicholas Okachukwu, said that his commitment to the party is not in doubt, expressing optimism that APGA will emerge victorious in all elective positions in the state.
It's an opportunity for me to leverage on what the government is doing presently, and then all the programs have been working in other states and senatorial districts to bring it to add to what I'm doing, more for my community.
The occasion served as a platform to present the APGA flag to different APGA candidates in the areas visited. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has appealed to religious leaders to encourage their members and followers to participate actively in the electoral process. Correspondent Paul Ezoke standing by with the details.
Speaking during with religious leaders towards successful 2019 general elections in Awka, the National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, INEC Headquarters, Abuja, Barrister Festus Okoye, urged them to help mobilize their members to collect their permanent voters' cards within various window periods provided by the Commission before the end of the exercise on February 8, as it will amount to efforts in futility if those registered fail to collect their permanent voters' cards, adding that the distribution of the cards has been decentralized to one level for 6 days. Barrister Okoye explained that 84 million registered voters are expected to participate in the coming election across the country, out of which 80% are people between 18 and 50 years.
No election will be conducted in Nigeria without the use of the smart card reader. When a voter gets to the polling unit, the voter must be in possession of the permanent voter's card. Any voter that does not have a permanent voter's card, he should not even approach any of the polling units. And when a voter approaches any of the polling units, the voter must be in possession of the permanent voter's card. The voter's name must also be on the voter's register. And the smart card reader should be in a position to also read the biometrics of the voter before the voter will be allowed to cast his.
The State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Nkwachu Oji, said voting will take place in 5,720 polling units and voting points across the state, while the Commission will need about 24,000 ad hoc personnel to conduct the elections. Dr. Oji assured that they are replacing and upgrading their equipment and facilities, as well as sustaining high tempo of voter education to encourage mass participation of people in the elections.
Get our followers to make sure that they don't just register, but they need to come to pick up their PVC, come to the polling unit, get accredited, and then cast their vote. That's when you complete the cycle. If you are happy with yourself, you wait and observe what is happening in your polling unit. That's also a big responsibility. We call it mandate protection. You have to protect your mandate.
The State Chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Reverend Dr. John Undubisi, and the State Chairman of Nigeria Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, Alhaji Sani Ejo, which stated their commitments towards promoting the cause of peaceful, free, fair, and credible elections.
We have come for a common cause: peace for the nation, progress for the nation, prosperity for the nation, future for the nation, good governance for the nation.
The meeting is very timely and very important. It enlightens all of us to know the voting procedures that are on ground. It is our responsibility as our leaders, to convey whatever information we hear here to our followers.
The interaction featured question and answer section. In Oka, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
The State Police Command yesterday paraded a 19-year-old boy arrested at Onitsha over alleged stealing of a female pant for ritual purposes. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo now tells us more.
The suspect, who is a senior secondary school student, Master Chinonye Okorie, a native of Obako of Imo State and resident at number 21 Omona Street, Odapo, Onitsha, was caught by a sister to the pant owner while trying to steal a pant which was spread on a rope at the residence. Parading the suspect, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gal Bauma, represented by Police Public Relations Officer Mr. Haruna Mohammed, disclosed that the suspect was arrested on 11th of this month at about 6:48 a.m. by police detectives attached to Central Police Station Onitsha after he was reported to the station. He said that the pant was recovered from the suspect and he will be charged to court after investigations, as efforts are still on to apprehend other accomplices and bring them to book. Mr. Omar, however, implored the public to be vigilant and report any suspicious act or movement in their environment to any police station for prompt action.
Arrested while trying to steal a pant spread on the rope, with intent to sell it to some suspects who are still at large at the rate of 80,000 naira for ritual purposes. The command arrested the suspect, and the suspect has confessed and making an effort to arrest his accomplice.
Confessing to the crime, the suspect said he was lured into the dastardly act by 3 men who blocked him with vehicle on his way back from school last week Wednesday, promising to change his life with the sum of 80,000 naira if he succeeds bringing them a lady's pant. Master Okorie, while pleading for forgiveness, said his cohorts disappeared immediately after he was caught.
I saw one pant and I decided to collect it and go and give to them. So the person like that the owner's sister then came outside. I asked him what is that thing that I owed you. I told him that there's nothing I was owed. One of our students, the chairman of our students said that they should take me to the security and from there they brought me to the police.
The victim, Mary Ofodile, alleged that over 5 of such innerwears belonging to her and her siblings have missed before the recent incident. From the state police headquarters in Anambra, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo reporting for ABS News.
Moving on now from crime to healthcare, over 1,000 persons have been diagnosed and treated for various ailments at the 14th edition of the Ferdinand Dozie-Nwankwo Free Medical Outreach for Anocha Council residents. The free medical program, which took place at the Unity Hall, Agolo, had an impressive turnout of patients from Agolo, Zibo, Obeledu, Akwes, and Nri. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe has more on the report.
The free medical outreach, the third on this year's timetable, had residents diagnosed and treated on several health areas, including dental care, ophthalmology, and general health care. The doctors on ground also performed minor surgeries, counseled and recommended drugs and glasses to patients in those health challenge order. The coordinator of the health outreach, Dr. Gemma Henry Ibe, said that a targeted 200 eye disease-related surgeries will be carried out in the edition and noted that adequate hands are on ground to ensure that all cases are attended to.
Target population is 1,000 patients, but as you can see, we have more than 2,000 patients around here to be seen. Our target, see this project started, is that we see every person on ground, no matter how hectic it is and no matter how stressful the work is.
Dr. Ejike Jikendo, a dental and maxillofacial consultant surgeon in charge of the dental unit of the program, described the free medical program as a laudable venture.
Since I've been coming for the past 4 years, for each year I come, the burden is being reduced. To show you the impact of what we are doing as free medical outreach is impacting on the people of Anambra.
Some beneficiaries, Reverend Sister Nkechi Akonyele, who got drugs and new glasses, Mrs. Florence Okaba, who had teeth extraction, and Barrister James Obianyam, who got treatment and drugs for severe arthritis and toothache, said the benefactor, Chief Dozie-Nwankwo, has, through the program, shown humane character to his constituents.
The work we are doing is very nice. There are so many doctors and they are fast, in seeing people.
It's really very enjoyable and worth commending.
The Director General of Dozie-Nwankwo Campaign Organization, Engineer Sam Orebunam, said the target of the outreach is to have an intensive reach out to the 22 communities that make up the Anocha, Junukofia, and Njikoka Federal Constituency, which the benefactor of the program represents at the Federal House of Representatives. From Agoro, Anocha Council Area, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
The Senate has confirmed the appointment of Mr. Monde Odo Etom as a resident electoral commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, as well as that of Shady Kennedy Zuwa as Director General of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission. The Senate, presided over by Deputy Senate President Ikepwere Mado, received reports from Committee on INEC and Works, considered it before the confirmation of the duo. While congratulating Tom, Ekpwere Mado highlighted the importance of neutrality and the independence of the Electoral Commission in the coming elections. He appealed that all parties involved allow the 2019 election to go on smoothly. Speaking after the confirmation of his wife, Ekpwere said that he believes that with the deficit of infrastructure in the country, the nomination will go a long way in ensuring that certain issues are addressed. And on business news this morning, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, says it will implement effective commercial framework that will halt the export of propane and butane, which are major components in the production of liquefied petroleum gas, also known as cooking gas. A release endorsed by its Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Sando Ramado, said the move to stop the export of propane and butane, which is anchored by the Crude Oil Marketing Division of the NNPC, will enable the corporation boost supply of liquefied petroleum gas to the domestic market, thereby leading to a natural downward slide in the price of the product across the country. The release quotes the Group General Manager, Crude Oil Marketing Division of the NNPC, Malamele Yari, as saying that the division is working in concert with stakeholders to create the enabling environment for in-country production of liquefied petroleum gas and cessation of export of the country's equity butane and propane entitlements due to absence of in-country vessels for transport and other considerations. The release said that the goal of the division in 2019 is to complete the automation process in marketing and sale of Nigerian crude oil grades, which teed off in 2017, noting that all hands must be on deck to achieve 100% end-to-end conclusion of the process. Elsewhere, Taiwan will not bow to Chinese pressure, a presidential spokesperson has said, as the self-ruled island held live-fire military drills aimed at showing its ability to defend itself from Beijing's threats. The development yesterday came as China, which considers Taiwan a reneged province, has been pressing companies around the world to change the way they refer to the island amid renewed threats to use force to gain control over it. Alex Huang, the spokesperson for President Tsai Ing-wen, told reporters in Taipei that as for China's related out-of-control actions, they need to remind the international community to face squarely and to unite efforts to reduce and contain these actions. Chinese nationalists fled for Taiwan at the end of civil war in 1949 when the communists took control of mainland China, but as the island has transformed into one of the region's most vibrant democracies, it has become increasingly assertive of its own identity. And then sports this morning, Hungarian police have said they have arrested a suspected Portuguese hacker linked to the Football League's whistleblower website who is accused of extortion in Portugal. French lawyers for 30-year-old Rui Pinto confirmed the arrest and said they will fight any attempt at extradition. Without naming Pinto, Budapest police said that a man was arrested on Wednesday following a warrant issued by the Portuguese authorities on 15 January. Portuguese prosecutors said that the man was suspected of aggravated attempted extortion. Pinto's lawyers described him as a young Portuguese man who loves football and who, out of disgust at practices that he gradually became aware of, decided to reveal to the world the extent of criminal practices which not only affect the football world but do grave damage to its image. According to reports, Pinto is a self-taught IT expert from the Porto suburb of Vila Nova de Gaia and has been living in Budapest for several years. And that is the news this morning, but remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. You can like us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABSRadioTelevision, or you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Now the main points again before we go. INEC parleys with religious leaders, seeks their cooperation to mobilize voters. Anambra Police Command has nabbed a 19-year-old secondary school boy for stealing female pants. Senate has confirmed new Director General for Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission. Taiwan says it will not bow to China's pressure. And that is the news this morning. I am David Okwasile. Good morning, Anambra continues right after now.